Hello everyone, I'm Audrey Miller, and today we're going to analyze the topic of the 15 rules you'll break on your flight without knowing. As a woman with 15 years of experience in the US airline industry, I can tell you that airlines love telling us about the rules we already know. Seat belts on, tray tables up, don't smoke in the bathroom. But here's the thing, you're probably breaking way more rules than you realize. In fact, most passengers, even seasoned American flyers, are guilty of it. I'm not talking about sneaky stuff like smuggling a raccoon on board or trying to open the emergency exit mid-flight over the Rockies. No, I mean the everyday rules you think are harmless but can actually get you in trouble. From sneaking into the wrong bathroom, to sipping from your own mini bottle of whiskey, to flushing the kind of things that make the plumbing crew cry. These are the rules you're almost guaranteed to break on your flight without even knowing it. Oh, and before we dive in, do me a favor and hit that like button. It's free, unlike your in-flight Wi-Fi. Number 1, no drinking your own alcohol on board. You'd think it's your booze, your rules, but nope. FAA regulations state you can't crack open those shiny duty-free bottles or mini shooters you packed. And yet, on every flight from Miami to Seattle, there's someone trying to sneak a sip mid-air like it's their living room. The problem? The cabin crew are the only ones legally allowed to serve alcohol on the plane. So, if you're caught sneaking a swig, at best, you'll get your bottle confiscated. At worst, you'll land on an airline's internal do-not-fly list. And honestly, after 15 years of seeing it, I can say that imagine getting kicked off a flight because you couldn't wait to drink that $3 mini bottle of Jack Daniels. Not exactly the travel flex you were going for. Number 2, using the wrong restroom. Economy passengers sneaking into the first-class bathroom. It's basically a sport at this point on cross-country flights. You see that shiny, less-used lavatory up front and think, well, what's the harm? The harm is it's actually against the rules. Those restrooms are reserved for the cabin you're not sitting in. And trust me, flight attendants notice when a passenger from row 35 suddenly develops a mysterious urge to stretch their legs all the way into business class. At best, you'll get redirected back to your row like a kid sent to timeout. At worst, you'll get called out over the PA, which is basically the airline equivalent of being roasted in front of the whole school. Number 3, flushing the wrong items in the lavatory. Here's a fun fact I've learned from maintenance crews over the years. Airplane toilets are not magical garbage disposals. We say it on every flight. Only toilet paper goes down there. But does anyone listen? Nope. People toss tissues, wet wipes, diapers, even things I don't want to mention, all straight into a system that was never designed to handle it. And when it clogs on a flight to Orlando, that's not just gross. It can put a lavatory out of service for the entire flight. Imagine being that passenger who single-handedly shuts down half the bathrooms on a 5-hour trip. Congratulations, you're now public enemy number 1 at 30,000 feet. Number 4, taking photos or videos of the crew without permission. Whipping out your phone to film the crew might feel harmless, but on many US airlines it's actually against the rules. Yep, that TikTok of the flight attendant serving Biscoff cookies could technically land you in hot water. Airlines are cracking down on this because of privacy, security, and let's be real, nobody wants to star in your viral video while they're trying to do their job. Most passengers have no idea this is a rule until they're told to delete the footage. And nothing's more awkward than arguing about your camera roll while the whole cabin watches. Number 5, opening overhead bins during takeoff and landing. There's always that one passenger who suddenly remembers their neck, pillow, laptop, or snack right as the plane is barreling down the runway at LAX. So, they stand up and yank open the overhead bin like it's their personal closet. Here's the problem. During those critical phases of flight, those bins are basically heavy-duty booby traps. One wrong move and a 20 pounds roller bag comes crashing down on somebody's head. That's why the crew gets really serious about this rule. If you're the person who can't sit still for 10 more minutes, prepare for the death glare of an entire cabin plus a very stern lecture from a flight attendant who's seen it all before. Number 6. Sitting in the wrong seat or switching before takeoff. Every flight has at least one seat rebel. Either they accidentally sit in 23 amperes when their ticket clearly says 24C, or they eye that empty row and think, mine. Now, here's the deal. Until the cabin door is shut and the crew gives the all clear, you're supposed to sit exactly where your boarding pass tells you. Moving early messes with the FAA mandated weight and balance calculations and the passenger count. And, yep, the flight attendants notice. At best, you get politely marched back to your seat like a kid caught skipping class. At worst, the entire plane watches you do the walk of shame down the aisle. Not exactly the upgrade you were hoping for. Number 7. Bare feet on the plane. Why is it that the second people board an airplane in America, they think it's their living room? Shoes come off, socks come off, and suddenly we've got bare toes climbing walls, resting on armrests, or my personal favorite, sneaking through the gap between seats. Here's the thing. It's not just gross. It's against hygiene rules. Those carpets, they don't get deep cleaned nearly as often as you hope. And that bathroom floor, let's just say if you're walking in there barefoot, you're braver than I am. So, yes, technically this one breaks the rules. But more importantly, it breaks the patience of every single passenger around you. Number 8, tampering with the smoke detector. Believe it or not, people still try this. They head into the lavatory with a vape, a cigarette, or some brilliant idea like covering the smoke detector with tape, tissue, or even their jacket. Spoiler, it never works. Messing with that little round device above your head isn't just breaking the rules, it's breaking federal law. And US Airlines don't play around. You can get fined thousands of dollars, arrested by airport police when you land, or even banned from flying. So, if you think a quick puff in the bathroom is worth being met by law enforcement on the jet bridge, well, congratulations. You've just become the in-flight entertainment. Number 9. Overhead bin weight and size restrictions. You know the rule. One carry-on, one personal item. Simple, right? And yet, every flight turns into a game of Tetris because someone decided their oversized roller bag and 3 shopping totes magically don't count. The bins aren't bottomless. And when you stuff in an overweight bag, guess what? It's breaking airline policy and making life miserable for the people sitting under it. Ever had a 40-pound suitcase slam down inches from your head during turbulence? Not fun. As a 15-year veteran, I can tell you flight attendants are experts at spotting the passenger who swears their bag is definitely regulation size. Yeah, until it takes 2 people to wedge it in. Number 10. Bringing prohibited food or agricultural items past customs. That fresh fruit, meat, or even that half-finished sandwich from the plane can get you into serious trouble at US Customs and Border Protection. And yet, so many travelers just stroll through with a backpack full of snacks like it's no big deal. The reality is, CBP can hand out instant fines in the hundreds, even thousands of dollars, if you're caught with undeclared items. They aren't playing around. That innocent apple you forgot in your bag could cost you more than your flight ticket from Paris to New York. So yeah, everyone thinks it's harmless until they're the person getting pulled aside over a banana. And trust me, there's no dignified way to explain that. Number 11. Taking items from the galley. You're walking past the galley. You see a tray of Cokes or snacks sitting there and you think, well, they won't miss just one. Bad idea. The galley isn't a help-yourself buffet. It's the crew's office. Taking things without asking is against airline policy and guaranteed to annoy the people who control your snacks for the rest of the flight. And here's the kicker. If everyone did it, the plane would run out of supplies halfway to its destination. So, congratulations. By swiping that extra bag of pretzels, you've officially become the villain of row 22. Number 12. Using the wrong exit door. When it's time to get off the plane, everyone suddenly thinks they're in a race. That's when you see it. A passenger wandering toward the wrong jet bridge or trying to sneak out the front exit when they're supposed to go out the back. Here's the thing. Deplaning is not a free-for-all. Using the wrong exit isn't just rude, it's breaking crew instructions. And at a busy US airport, it can mess with security protocols. At best, you'll get redirected, like a lost toddler at a shopping mall. At worst, the whole plane sits there waiting while you argue with the flight attendant about why you deserve the VIP exit. Number 13. Overusing the call button. That little button above your seat? It's supposed to be there for important matters, like if you're feeling faint or something genuinely urgent happens. But some passengers treat it like their own personal Postmates buzzer. You know the type. Ding. Can I get another Coke? Ding. This blanket's too thin. Do you have a thicker one? Ding. Yeah, can I get some more pretzels, but not the salty kind? By the third ding, the crew is side-eyeing your row like it's a Vegas slot machine stuck on repeat. Flight attendants are juggling safety checks, service for hundreds of passengers, and actual emergencies. So, if you're hammering the call button because you're bored, you're making yourself that passenger everyone remembers for all the wrong reasons. Number 14. Ignoring crew instructions about headphones. We've all done it. The safety briefing starts and you think, I've flown 100 times. I don't need to hear this again. So, you keep your noise-canceling headphones on, volume up, pretending you didn't hear the flight attendant standing 3 feet away telling you to take them off. But here's the catch. It's not just about being polite. The FAA actually requires you to be able to hear safety instructions in case something goes wrong. That means yes, even your AirPods need to come out for a few minutes. The funniest part is that half the cabin tries the same trick. You've got 20 people nodding like they're listening, but you can still hear the muffled bass of whatever playlist they refuse to pause. And the crew knows. We see right through that little fake head nod. Number 15. Assuming duty-free bags don't count as carry-on. You're walking onto your connecting flight in Atlanta with your shiny new duty-free bag like it's a freebie. But here's the thing. U.S. domestic airlines don't see it that way. Technically, those bags often count as an extra carry-on. Most people have no clue. So they waltz up to the gate juggling a roller bag, a backpack, a purse, and a giant duty-free bag stuffed with whiskey and Toblerone. And the gate agent? Yeah, they notice. Sometimes they'll let it slide, but other times you'll get stopped and told to cram it inside your already bursting backpack, which is the world's least fun game of luggage Tetris. So, while it feels like a bonus bag, duty-free shopping can quickly turn into duty-free regret when you're stuck in the boarding lane trying to zip your suitcase shut while 50 people glare at you.